Here we are with lesson 5.11 in math, solve multi-step problems. You'll only need page 377 and 381 today. If you have page 379, you can take it out and recycle it. And we're going to be solving problems today that take more than one step to find the final answer. So we're going to have to really be good detectives and look for clues that help us know what to do. So we're going to jump right into it. We'll just write a smiley on this front page. There's another bell. So in our model and draw section, you can see it takes up quite a bit of the page because this takes up a lot of thinking. We have to think in steps. So the question is, Allie has 27 stamps. Matt has 38 stamps. How many more stamps are needed so they will have 91 stamps? Wow, I'm going to go back and read that again. Allie has 27 stamps. Matt has 38. Do I know how many they have altogether? Not yet, but I could figure that out, which I'll need to do. The question I'm finding is how many more stamps they need so that they will have 91 stamps. So I'm going to need to do something to find how many more they need. So first, the thought bubble says, first, find how many stamps they have now. So we have our bar model. Here's Allie's 27. Here's Matt's 38 stamps. I want to know how many they have altogether. So if I know these two pieces of the bar model, I'm going to add them to find my total. So I'm going to rewrite it over here in the space. 27 plus 38. It's kind of small. But just like before, I started my ones, but I remember I'm adding. So 7 plus 8 is 15. I write the 5 ones, regroup the 1 10. And 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 3 is 6. So how many stamps do Allie and Matt have together? 65. So they have 65 stamps. So there's our first step. We had to add to find how many total we have. The next step is we need to know how many more they need to get to 91. So we have a bar model here. We know our total number is going to be 91. We know we have 65 already. We want to find how many more we need to get. So the thought bubble says, next find how many more stamps they need. And we want to find the difference between these two numbers. When we find the difference, we want to subtract. So we'll take 91 and minus 65, giving us a subtraction problem. So now we start in our ones again. Uh-oh, I have more on the floor, so I'm going to go next door, cross off my 8, or cross off my 9, make it 8, cross off my 1, make it 11, because I've regrouped a 10 into my ones. 11 take away 5 gives me 6. And 8 minus 6 gives me 2. So how many more stamps do they need? If they're at 65 and they get 26 more, they will have 91 total. So they need 26 more stamps. So in order to find our final answer, we had to add first, and then we had to subtract to find that final answer. So we're going to solve number 1 here together. They give us 2 bar models to help us think and record our information. They give us a helpful thinking bubble. And they say, what do you need to find first? So we always read the problem at least once, sometimes twice. Jen has 93 beads. Anna has 46 red beads and 29 blue beads. How many more beads does Jen have than Anna? Let's go back. Jen has 93 beads. Anna has some red and some blue, but we don't know how many total she has. we may have to do some work to find her total number of beads before we can find how many more Jen has than Anna. So if we look at our first bar model, all right, let's ignore Jen's beads for a minute and let's think just about Anna's beads. She has some red and some blue, but we need to know how many she has all together. So let's take the 46 red and the 29 blue, and if we add those two numbers, we'll know how many total beads Anna has. So in my workspace over here, I'm going to say 46 plus 29. Oops. Start in my ones. Remember, I'm adding. 6 plus 9 is 15. I write the 5 ones, regroup the 1, 10. And 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 2 is 7. So I know that Anna has 75 beads when she puts all the red and blue together. Now that I know how many total beads Anna has, I can compare that to Jen's number. So Jen has 93 beads. Anna only has 75 beads. And I want to know how many more Jen has than Anna, or how many more I would need to give Anna to equal Jen's number. So whenever I have that question, how many more, I know I need to subtract. So I'm going to take 93 and subtract 75. Now I'm subtracting. Got to keep my operations straight. Oops, sorry about that. Start in my ones. Where do I have more? Yep, on the floor. So I go next door to my 9, cross it off and make it 8. I'm going to take those 10 ones and put them with my 3, giving me 13. 13 minus 5 gives me 8, and 8 minus 7 gives me 1. So how many more beads does Jen have than Anna? 18. And if I look at these, remember I can add up in my columns to see if I did it correctly. 8 plus 5 is 13, and 1 plus 7 is 8. So it checks out. So how many more beads does Jen have? 18 more beads. And I had to do 2 steps to find my final answer. Let's look ahead to the next page, 381. Okay. Again, you're going to use a bar model. You're going to need to do 2 steps to find your answer. Okay. So read, underline, think of what you need to do first, and then use that information to do what you need to do second to find your answer. Same thing on number 2, except you don't have a bar model. You'll just need to do 2 problems or 2 steps. Oops, sorry about that. To find your answer. So go ahead and pause. Take as long as you need to do 1 and 2. And press play for the back page. We're going to call number 1 and 2 extra credit. You can choose to do them or you can choose to skip them. I do want you to solve 3, 4, and 5. And 3, we're going to find the difference. You could use your number line if you needed to. Maybe start at 58 and count down 13. You could rewrite it and subtract with regrouping. Either way, we'll find your answer. Number 4, find your sum. Don't forget to add. And then number 5, another word problem. Same as we've been doing. Read, underline important numbers, decide what you need to do. This one, though, is only 1 step. Then you'll write your problem and solve. Great job today.